Well, hello, hello, hello. Good morning. How is everybody today? It is Sunday morning, and that means this is Roaming with Rover, and that means this is our knit along. This is our knit along, and I was just looking on here to see if we are showing live. Are we showing live? Please, please, please show live. Yes, we are. Woohoo! Okay. Super, super duper. Get that set for top messages. No, all messages. I don't understand why we have to change that thing each and every time, but we do. So there we are. So there we are. Okay. So that's good to go. All right. And what I did not do, and I'm going to do right now, is send that little reminder doohickey out to the people, because I know that this is really early and people forget, as would I. Good morning, Miss Dawn. Thank you for coming in today. As would I. Whoops. Get this sound down. There we go. So I just share this a couple of little places. I pop over here to the group board and remind them. Boink. Not that I usually have to remind them. They're usually here way before I am. And then the other group board, we have a group board for this group. And then we have a group board. What the heck is that, Miss Sherry? We have a group board for this group. Boop. And that's it. And that's it. How are you, Miss Dawn? Did you have a good week? Mary isn't going to make it this morning. She let us know that she is not available today. And we will miss her because she is always a fun part of our morning. I hope Cheryl makes it. Yes, it did go quick, didn't it? Cheryl, I have not heard from Cheryl either. And Cheryl, I haven't heard from Cheryl. I haven't spent much time on the computer this week. Actually, that's a problem. Because that's where I get most of my info about this kind of stuff. And I have not done any interaction with any of my crochet buds this week. Oh, there's Miss Cheryl. Speak of the devil. Haha. Speak of the devil. Dana, I talked to a couple of times. I have spoken with Miss Amber a few times. And in fact, stay tuned. You know how we always have our sit and chat after we do this. Miss Amber's going to come up and be live with me on our sit and chat after this. Happy St. Patrick's Day for those of you who do that. I had to quick run and change my shirt because I got dressed in the dark and I thought my shirt was green and it was blue. So I had to run in there and grab and change my shirt. And I happened to grab my grandma's shirt. So that worked out well. I got my coffee. I am ready to rock and roll. So I got my block done, got my square done this week. And I think Miss Cheryl's going to be proud of me. Although I got all done and I have no idea how I managed to do this. You know, I always have the most interesting mistakes on my squares. I always have the most interesting mistake. Oh, see the necklace that Morgan made for me? Isn't that pretty? I really like it. So yeah, Miss Morgan made that for me. And so I got my square done, and it wasn't terrible. I had to start over once because I was doing And I'm like, okay, this doesn't look like the picture. I don't know what I've done, but this does not look like the picture. And there's a couple spots. I don't know. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to look or if it's, no, I don't think it's supposed to look like, I think my count got off. I just don't think I'm ever going to be able to knit anything where it's important that it looks right. my stuff, my stuff just doesn't ever look right. Cheryl, I think I'm a lost cause. That's what I think. I think I'm a lost cause. But I have no idea how I managed to mess this up because it's on the border. How do you mess up the border? You just go all the way across with the same stitch. Even I can do that. Apparently not. Apparently not. So, I don't know. Well, it's done. It's done. It's, so this was this week. Oh, is that what's going on with me? Okay. Okay. So, and remember, I did the wrong row. Pop a stitch marker at the borders. Yeah. I was doing that on some of them, but this one, it wasn't even that wasn't causing me. I thought I was just whipping along doing fine on here. And every once in a while, at the point, the stitch doesn't look, it looks like I've got a knit where I should, I don't know. Anyway. And I think, isn't this the week where I did the wrong, I got my, yeah, this is the week where I got my, my projects mixed up. So you guys were, today's the 17th. So oh yeah. Chevron seed stitch square. That was this one, right? So got her done. So that was this one. And mine was in cream. Is this what everybody else was doing? Because somehow I thought mine was the wrong one. I thought I was doing the wrong one. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Jeffrey. And then right. Yeah, this, and then the stockingette was the one we did last week, which was the diamond one. Yeah, that was this one. And so we got this one done. This was the one we finished last week. And then this is the one we finished this week. The chevron seed stitch. It was funny. I didn't realize we were doing a seed stitch until I see there. It shows up on the camera. You can really see that right there, that it just pops. I don't know. I don't care. As we all know, I don't care. But the weird thing is when I was doing the border, and it really, so when I'm doing the border, I'm going along. Oh, I know. I wasn't really doing the border. I see. I don't know. So right here, this is March 17. Seated rib square. No, I haven't done the seated rib square because I just printed out the instructions for that. I did the diamonds on stockinette. And then this week I did the uppy downy one. Last week. Yeah. The chevron. Yeah, that's the one you redid the instructions on. I did that one already. That's the one. Because I thought this week we were supposed... Oh. I jumped ahead again. You're right. The seated rib square. So where is it? Where is it in my bag, Cheryl? Where is it? Is that this? Okay. Now I have to look at my picture. You're right. That, you know how happy that makes me? Because I was trying to figure out how I was going to get this next one done in time. Now I have to look at your picture. You are so right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Seated rib. So that's not this one. It's this. No, it's not that. It's this one. This is the one we're working on this week, right?
That's the one you should have finished, right?
No, this is the one we're working on this week, and I did it in the wrong order. So everybody else did this one, and I did this one. Okay. So March 10th was last Sunday because it was my brother's birthday. And we were working on this. So last week we started this one and we would have finished it today. And then this week is March 17th. And so we're going to start this one. And it's going to look like this. And shoot. There is a change in the pattern. And let me tell you what the change in the pattern is. Because I tried to post it. I tried to link it and I couldn't do it. So what you need to do is it was a simple change. What is it? You do one, you cast on one less stitch. Here it is. Cast on 33. Cast on 33. I tried and I couldn't do it. I tried to copy and paste and I couldn't do it. I wonder if I can. See, it won't let me copy it out of Messenger is the problem. Share. Copy. Maybe I can do that. Okay, let me try this. Maybe this will work. Because I really want to get this information out to you guys. Oh. But once the live started, I can't add anything to it. When the live is over, I can put it in the comments. Because once the live is started, I can't add anything to the description box. When the live is done, I can put it in the description box and I can put it in the comments. But I can't do anything once the live is on. So I'll do that. I will do that. And it's correct the other way. It just looks better the way she did it, of course. Of course. We all know that. All of her little changes makes this thing much better. Better and easier is always the way it is with her stuff. Yeah, because I tried last week to put it in the description box and it wouldn't let me copy it, but I didn't try sharing, and I should have tried sharing. Okay, so wow, we're really booking on this thing. Next week we're going to have a problem. Next week we are going to have a bit of a kerfluffle because I've got a craft show. Well, we could do live while I'm driving. It just won't be
as long.
Yeah, we could do that because this is just about the time when I'll be on the road getting to the place. So it'll just have to be short and sweet next week. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. So next week live will definitely be short. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we're doing next week. And since I actually have my project done, this is what we're making next week. It looks really good. I had no problems with the... Okay, so Cheryl may not be with us. She's already told us to cast on 32 instead of what it says. This is I like the way this pattern turned out. And the funny thing is, I like the way it looks on both sides. Some of them you can tell there's a distinct front and a back, but this one I definitely like. And yes, I have a mistake in there. I am never going to be a world-class knitter. That's for sure. But I do like the way this one turned out. Dang it, there's a boo-boo right there. Every single block. This is definitely going to end up being a cat blanket. I can tell right now. But this is what next week's block is going to look like. And I did like this pattern. I like the way it worked up. I like the ribs in it. I can see this is one that I would enjoy making. And definitely I did put stitch markers on the edges of this one so I knew when I was getting to the edges. So that's just a little hint on this one. So that's next week. This was last week. I do like this one a lot. And then this is the one I was supposed to have done for this week. So it's a good thing I'm ahead of the game for this one. It is a pretty one. Yeah. And then this one, I only had a little bit of trouble with it. I did actually get off on here and got off on my count, and I had to tear it back to the beginning. And you really, again, this is one where I had to pay attention, and I could not be chit-chatting with people when I was doing this. Or what I did wrong on this one was I had skipped a row. And boy, you can really tell if you skip a row on this one. And so... yeah, I cannot figure this out because, so I was doing the first row. Let's see if I can hold this and show you at the same time. I was working away on the first row of my border. You can see the first row of my border there. Boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden at the end, it looks like I'm back in the pattern. I have no idea how that happened. Whatever. This is a cat blanket. The only thing I can think of is maybe I had started row 1 and then go, oh, wait, I'm on my border. And there's every chance I did that too. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, yeah, that's what it looks like I did. Because on the back, you can really see it. What a dork. But I did not even notice it till I was completely done and had all my border done. And I picked it up all the way around with my crochet stitches. And I picked it up. I'm like, what the heck did I do there? So anyway, that's done. So next this coming week, we're working on this one. Yay. And I have a big show this weekend. Our next, I like that one. Our next craft show is it's a 2-dayer, and it's at a great big, the school that it's at is a big high school, and this is the biggest craft fair, the biggest high school craft fair in our environment. Yep. Once it's all together, it should. Yeah, nobody's going to notice all those nobody but me. I would never give this to anybody because it is so full of mistakes. Every single square has mistakes in it. But I'm learning a lot. And that's what this was meant to be. I'm learning about counting. I'm learning about making adjustments. I'm learning about reading the patterns. Yes, it's yarn. I'm learning. It's still not as bad as the Franken blanket, which by gosh is sure a warm blanket. I'm learning about making adjustments, things like that, and how to overcome, just like these blocks. I was so not happy with the size of these blocks, and we worked together and came up with a solution, which was these borders. And I love the way these borders are working out. Make the blocks a little bigger. Somebody's across the street. Make the blocks a little bigger, and then use that
newspaper guy
with the crochet
person.
And then I ended up, and I'm liking using the color of the block for the first 2 rounds, and then the border color for the 3rd round, and works out great.
I think that's the guy that throws the newspaper around.
Really different. They're really different looking, and it's funny that it just happens to be working that with this border color is sort of grayish right there, and then the border color seems to be matching the block color, and that's just the way it's working out. It is not by anything that I'm doing. Look at that. Isn't that funny? That is just the way that these have worked out. So wow. That surprises me, Dawn. Yeah, when I put something in the fair, man, it has to be perfect or it does not go in. I'll tell you a funny story about something I put in the fair one time. And this is many years ago. I crocheted, it was a doily, and it was a fan shaped. It was a fan. So the top was like an open fan and the bottom was skinny like it was a handle, right? Handle, open fan. I got a participation ribbon with a note on it, and it was beautiful. It was a very beautiful fan, very intricate with, crochet thread. So you're using that tiny little thread. And the note on it said, "Do not submit incomplete projects." So this ding dong who judged it thought it was supposed to be a round doily, because I put it in the doily category, which is what it was, but it was a fan-shaped doily.
You should put a note with it.
That's not what you do when you submit something in the fair. All you can do is submit into the category you submit to.
Right.
And it had a little flower, okay, so like a fan. So here's the fan part and here's the stem. It had a flower right here. So you could clearly tell what it was. I was so angry. I was so upset. But that was the only time that happened. Anyway. Yeah, you can't tell that bothered me 25 years ago. Oh, well. Oh, well. So, Miss Cheryl, I know. Are you completely done? You're completely done with this, right? You've moved on. Yeah. How is the design process going? If there's anybody in here who doesn't know, Miss Cheryl is designing for us a much more intricate blankie for us, blocks. Doesn't have to be blankie, I guess, for us to work on when we're done with this mess. It's funny. I feel like we've been working on this forever, and we're supposed to be working on this till October. How can that be? We're really only on block 8 because I feel like we've done 50, 100 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Am I missing one? It's probably in my bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to do the seated reef square. So I've got another one in here somewhere. Here it is. 8. Wow. So Cheryl's is done. Cheryl's is finished with hers. Miss Karen from Casey, what is the name of her channel? Casey Knits. Casey. Oh, I don't blame you. I just call her Casey, so I don't even know what her actual channel name is. She finished hers a long time ago. Casey Fibers. Thank you. KB Fibers. She finished hers. She was bored. She said, this is boring. I'm sure she whipped it out in an evening. And she's another phenomenal knitter. And I had one lady put a note on. She put a note on the bottom of one of my videos a couple of weeks ago. She goes, this is too easy and boring. I'm not doing this. And I'm like, okay. We did say at the beginning, this is for beginning knitters. People like me, that this is a challenge for. If you can knit in your sleep, you will not enjoy this process. Oh well, whatever. And it's funny because, you know, it just shows you the difference in people, because I struggle with this thing. And if it wasn't for Cheryl, I would have given up long ago. And of course, my poor knitting teacher isn't available because the knitting shop had a huge fire and they're still closed. So I haven't been able to go there in a few weeks. And that's kind of not a good thing. It's not a good thing. The ability to not have all the other knitting projects has been a good thing, because with craft fair season, and this reminds me why I don't want to do a bunch of craft fairs, because I can't do anything else during craft fair season. Oh my gosh. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it during sit and visit. So I have this week, I've scheduled sit and visit to start half an hour. We're going to shut this down at 8:30, or 8:30, in half an hour. We'll visit up to 8:30 in this. And then I've got scheduled at 9 o'clock sit and visit, and Amber's going to join us. So we're both going to be there. So that's going to be a blast. And we'll talk about what I did last night. What a dork. I am learning a lot at once. It's just the mistakes just jump out at you. And it's like, you're counting and knitting. I mean, I can do both of those things. Why can I not do them at the same time on a simple thing? When everybody around me is telling me this project is so bloody simple, I'm bored. Why can I not do this without making mistakes? These are going to look nice together. I'm happy. I'm really happy with the color. Oh, there's a little puppy dog walking down the street.
Is our cat chasing it?
See, I'm really liking the color choices. I like this. No, I like the charcoaly. I think it looks really good with the others. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that. All the fall colors. Yeah. I am a fall color girl. Big time. You wouldn't know it. Nothing in my house is fall colors. But I really do. I really am drawn to these colors. I love leaves. I love leaves. Partly because the more experience you have, the more you can read your knitting. I still have a hard time reading my knitting. Counting my rows. Oh man. Oh, Miss Cheryl, there's a video for you. How to count your rows, how to count your rows, how to read your knitting, how to count my rows. Because even though I sort of can, I can't. I totally can't. We got big doings going on at the shop that I can't tell you about, but I'm got a lot of work going on there. And if this happens, if what I want to happen happens, my work load is gonna explode. So, and what do I know? But what I'm figuring out is, gosh, this one looks almost just like that one, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. This one that we're doing this week looks a great deal like this one. Does it not? Is that the problem? Is that what people are not happy about? The fact that these things look almost the same? Look at that. Yeah. Ah, that's what Miss Cheryl. Yes, Miss Cheryl. Okay. Got it. That's why Miss Cheryl said, I'm done. I'm making my own pattern. She said, this is when she said she got tired of all the ribs. Because look at this, hon. They look almost identical, and they're supposed to be two different things. And that's when Miss Cheryl said, yep, I'm done. I'm making my own. And that's how we drug Miss Cheryl kicking and screaming into the creating our own Cal project and bringing her channel back to life. So you can thank this for that. I'm taking full credit. I'm taking full credit for this. They do look a lot alike. So do some of the other panels. Yeah. Okay. I see it now. Now that I see them laid out together, I see it. This one does not. And this is the one I was most scared of. And actually, it was one of the easier ones. I was kind of scared of this one too. I wasn't so much scared of it because, I've done this in crochet. I just couldn't imagine how we do it in knit. Yes, I get full blame / credit. I'm excited. I'm very excited with the idea of something besides this. Although, like I've said, even though this is completely easy and people are kind of bored with it, I'm still plugging along and trying to figure it out. No, it does not ripple as much as a true chevron does. It's kind of nice looking though. When you look up close at the pattern, it is nice looking. And it's funny because with knitting, you really just have 2 stitches. Everything is some combination of knits and purls. With crochet, you've got a lot more different stitches you got to figure out. But it's still trickier. I find knitting much trickier. And we'll get through it.
There's Sasquatch.
We'll get through it. And I don't think I could do more than 1 block a week. I mean, I barely am getting 1 block a week done and hardly working on anything else. I need to mark this off. Whoops. Okay, so we finished that one. Okay, so we're doing, oh, we already did that. I'm caught up. What you're telling me is I'm caught up, right? I'm not behind because I was feeling behind. So the next, I can't believe I'm, you have no idea how much pressure that takes off of me. Because I was trying to figure out how I was going to get that done. I printed out the next 2. All I crochet yarn overs and pull throughs. All crochet has is yarn overs and pull throughs. True, but you still have to know you've got 5 stitches in crochet, I think. You've got single. Somebody's going in the house across the street and there's nobody there.
There's renters in there.
There's renters in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I usually don't see a dog over there. The house across the street is an Airbnb, which is really nice because it is kept up all the time. But I didn't realize the guy that was walking the dog came from there, so I was surprised that he was going up to the door. So you've got single crochet, half double crochet,
I think he's
double crochet,
probably parked in the garage.
triple crochet. I thought there was one more. Single, half double, double, triple. I guess, well, if you count the chain, I guess there's only 4 stitches. I thought there was 5 basic stitches you needed to know. And then from there on, everything is combinations. Front loop, back loop, all that kind of stuff. But there's the front loop, back loop. I was really surprised to find out about knitting in the front loop, knitting in the back loop, that kind of stuff. In knitting, I didn't realize that was a thing. There's a lot of variations in knitting. A lot of variations. And then the overs and the backs and yeah. Yarn over, pull through, and then do this many times and then pull it all up. And like everything else, it depends on how well a pattern is written and things like that. Do you prefer knitting or crocheting, Cheryl? Which did you learn first? Because I find that's the answer. You are a knitter that crochets. See, I am a crocheter. I learned about that same age. I wasn't in school. Well, I must have been in school because we didn't live I almost said we didn't live in the US. We did not live here until I started school. So I must have been about 7 or 8. And my grandmother taught me. And I remember, in fact, this is funny. I didn't remember this until just this second. I can remember I was in 1st grade and I was at my next door neighbor's house and she knit. And she had me sit with her, probably just to shut me up. And that didn't work. And cast on. I remember casting on forever and ever and ever. Casting on, casting on. That's all I ever did was cast on. And then I'd tear it all off and cast on some more. And then after about half an hour, I'd go home. And peppermint, she'd have me eat those those peppermint candies that are kind of soft. Do you know what those are? You know what I'm talking about? Those peppermint candies that are kind of soft.
Oh, yeah.
The melty ones. Yeah. she would eat those. She'd always had a bowl of those, and we'd eat a couple of those, and I would sit and cast on on a long knitting needle. I forgot about that till just this second. Isn't that funny? And that's as far as we ever got with the knitting. And I have no idea after that, when I remember a couple of times, my whole life I have tried to learn to knit, and I would go here and get a couple of knitting lessons, and I'd go there and get a couple of knitting lessons. But honestly, until right now, I've never been able to follow through and really learn how to knit. These are my first projects. These things you guys are seeing are my very first knitting projects. So, when you think of that, I think I'm doing pretty okay. I've done a baby blanket, I've done the Franken blanket, and then this. I made one sock for Mister. I've got the second sock cast on, but I think I've twisted the top. I need some help. I don't want to go on. When Cheryl, are you are you going to be able to come into this sit and stitch? Because I want to show you that top and see if I've got it twisted. I don't want to keep going if it's twisted. I want to tear it out. Crochet is easier and quicker. Knitting makes nicer fabric. They both have their place. Yes, 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 yes. 100% agree. There are things that I would never. Socks. Socks need to be knit. Slippers can be crocheted. Socks need to be knit. Lovely sweaters. There are some very nice crocheted sweaters. Lovely sweaters need to be knit. When I think of blankets, I don't think of a knit blanket unless it's a big chunky blanket like the Franken blanket. Just because they take so much time. The beautiful Fair Isle stuff, that needs to be knit. And I know you can Fair Isle style crochet because I'm doing it, and it's miserable. Now, look at the gorgeous mosaic. The mosaic crochet stuff is phenomenal. Absolutely stunning. I have seen knit mosaic. There's no way I would mess with that. The lace knit work. Have you guys seen? Yeah, crochet has much better mosaics. Have you guys seen? There's this lace. I think it's called whisper lace with knit. And when you're done, you make this shawl out of it. And when you're done, you can pull it through a wedding ring. Are you kidding me? That's not going to happen. Never in my life. And I have no desire. What's that? What's it called? It's knit on, and you knit on the top of, I can see it. Brioche knitting. Yeah, wedding shawls. Brioche knitting. I used to think I wanted to do some brioche knitting. And the reason I thought I wanted to do it is because I watched Stephen West, and he makes everything look easy. Now, I have sat at my knitting classes for 2 months and watched this lady next to me struggle with a brioche pattern. I am never going to do brioche knitting. It is not worth my time. I don't have enough years left on this planet to waste my time doing something like this. Oh, no. Really? Okay. I am going to believe that the brioche project she's working on is very advanced, and that's why it's so difficult. And what I see happening, and I sit next to this lady week after week after week, and it's counting. She is always off on her counting. Okay, I trust you. I trust you. I think knitting is absolutely stunning, and that's why I've wanted to learn. My whole life I've been trying to learn how to knit. And I think it's extremely important that you end up with a good teacher, and I have finally ended up with a good teacher. And it's not that the other teachers weren't good, it's just that we didn't click. And I did have one teacher years and years and years ago, so long ago that it was my adult niece. So she's probably in her 30s. I made a little something for her when before she was born. And then I don't know how because my mom and I went and took some lessons from her. And then, probably the husband didn't like it or whatever. I had a not very nice husband at that time. He probably didn't allow it anymore. I know, hard to believe I would put up with that, huh? When I married husband number 3, I said something to him one time, and I said, I bet you wish you knew me when I was afraid to talk. He said, no, I don't think I would have liked you very much. Good. I will do my best. It will probably look terrible, but I will do my best. I really do want to try it. It just scares me when I see the lady next to me. It really does. Yes, I think you're going to need to have lives. You're going to have lives and teach us this stuff, Miss Cheryl. Zoom, 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 zoom. I do like, we're going to need help. Yeah, I think you're right about these. I think you are right about these. Oh, well, something fun to do. Fun. That's what it is. It's fun. And we'll get her done. I still have to look when it warms up a little bit. I got to look out in the shed and think and see if I've got another. I think I do. I think I've got one more ball of this multicolored yarn out there. It's going to be delightful. Dawn did not like to knit because it was tedious and time consuming. I hadn't knit since the early 20s. Oh, yeah, Romy Hill. Oh, that's some more beautiful, beautiful stuff. I've got several of her patterns too. Gina loves her stuff. Gina also tried to convince me that I could do one of Stephen West's mystery knit-alongs. No. No. First of all, I can't keep up. Second of all, I need way more help than the mystery knit-alongs allow. I actually pulled the yarn for one. Nope. I do have, I was looking through his older patterns, and there's, 2 or 3 of them that I could probably handle. I can't remember the names now. But there are, there's a couple of his earlier stuff weren't so wild, and they're beautiful. And his techniques are And what do I know? I don't know if he's a good teacher. I don't know if his techniques are good, but they seem like they're easy to follow. And I wonder if I can find it because I've got him saved. I've got him saved in my Ravelry. RAV Ravelry. You guys know. Well, and it's just like anything else. When somebody when I look at a Sophie's Universe and I go, oh, or Fruit Garden, I have to stop and remind myself to not look at the project because we're doing one stitch at a time. And we just have to figure that out, one stitch at a time. Okay, let me see. Advanced search. Designers. I found out something cool. If you guys, and you guys probably already know this, every time I figure something out, people go, well, yeah, duh. There's Stephen West. If you look up a designer, you see where it says store there? Click on that button. In Ravelry, of course. It gives you a whole list of all their patterns. And then off to the side, it tells you the price of them. And a lot of times they've got free things in there. So if you're looking just, because sometimes I like to try somebody's free patterns before I buy something to see if I like the way they're written, if I like the way they're designed. And you can easily scroll through all their patterns this way. If you're looking for a specific thing, instead of having to click through a bunch of patterns the other way, they pop up the other way. So like, for instance, I know and it also will show you if you already have it if you already own it, it'll show you over here that it's already in your stuff, that you already own it. So I know I don't own any because I haven't bought any of his. But like this one, knitting mid-calf socks are free. I didn't know he had any free patterns for Stephen West. So that's a great way to try out one of his patterns before you buy one to see if you can understand his instructions. Because we all know not everybody writes the same way that we can understand. Every one of his patterns is €7. That's cool. So you don't have to buy. Oh, here's a couple for $6. Wow, these are interesting. Shawls and wraps. Cardigans. That's really cool. From a cardigan to the simplest thing, they're all the same price. Yeah, I would not have thought that his socks would be. Even his fancy shawls they're all the same price. That's really cool. What I'm looking for, he's got a line of dog clothes now since he's got those dogs. Oh my goodness, some of these things are just unbelievable. I guess he's doing a summer knit along now. I don't know if that's a new thing or something he's always done. Man, he's got a lot of stuff in here. It says at the top how many he has. I didn't look at that. I'm just trying to find that one shawl. And every time I say I'd like to, oh, here's a beanie. Here's one of his hats that are free. Really unusual. Oh, here's one in Japanese characters. He's got a couple of books out too that are really nice. When I was at, is this it? No. When I was at one of the knitting festivals, they had a bunch. They had there was a booth there, and it had a whole bunch of his. Here's another bolero, another shawl that's free. So see, you can get in there and try some of this stuff out. A scarf. I had no idea. Another cowl. No. Boneyard. Oh, see, it's in my library. And it shows on there that it's in my library. Right there. So, but this is one that I could possibly maybe try. Oh, yeah. See, now, as of today, I feel like this is something I could make based on what we've been doing in here. See if I can turn this and get it to actually come up. This is what I want. See, I feel like now I could do this. I may not know how to start that little corner thingy. Is that a tab? A tab corner? A tab something? But I feel like now that center thing might be a little tricky for a few rows. Getting that center rib might be tricky. Oh, I cannot figure out. Okay, that's not right. I can't figure out how to do my finger. There. You know what I'm trying to say. There. Getting that center thing there. But I feel like at this point in my knitting career, I could do this shawl. Where a year ago when I first looked at it, even that shawl was outside of my realm of abilities. Now, why is this not allowing me to do anything? Because I somehow, there. Ooh, see, there's another view of it. Yeah, I think so, Cheryl. Oh my, look at this with gradient yarn. That's nice. It's called the Boneyard, and it's, I've had multiple people tell me that this is something I could probably do. It'd be a good thing to start with of his projects. So you'd get a good idea of, oh, now here he has interspersed a different colored yarn. And so this would be a good way to see if you like his knitting style, if you like his teaching style, if you like his pattern writing style. Simple triangle shawl starts at the top center and increases to the border. Any yarn weight and continue to make it as large as you like. I love that because I like big shawls. I don't like these little tiny shawls that barely. I want a blanket that I can wrap around me. But I also like a shawl that I can make out of 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn, because oftentimes when you get a kit or you get one of these subscriptions, that's what you get is 2 skeins. Okay, so he is suggesting 3 skeins of DK weight or 2 skeins of fingering weight. Oh, this was his very first design. This is the shawl that started it all. Isn't that interesting? The updated English version features M1L, M1R. I don't know what that means. Okay. I think we have a challenge, Miss Cheryl. So make one left, make one right. That's probably how you get that. Is that how you get that thing in the middle? That center thing in the middle? So yeah, I think that's going to be my foray into the world of Stephen West, is the Boneyard. And I have I've got several skeins of, I have several sets of fingering weight yarn where I've got 2 skeins. When I was getting the knit crates, I would get 2 skeins. Sometimes I would get 3. And oh, if I had 3 of the DK, oh, that'd be lovely. Yay! That would make a fun, Miss Cheryl, that would make a fun make-along. That would be a fun make-along this fall to get people ready for your, get us charged up for your big make-along. And then we would get a feel for doing some things and getting the pace of stuff. A fall make-along with Cheryl. Oh my God, Cheryl, I have an idea. I'll talk to you later about it. I have an idea. Okay. It is. Yes, you can. Just like I did with the Lizzie. It's not a tutorial. It's a make-along. I don't know if he has a tutorial for it. You tell people to follow his pattern and watch his tutorial, and we're just doing it live together. Just like this. I'm not showing anybody how to do this. We're just talking about it. That was the same thing with Lizzie. Let's see. There's workshops. I don't know that he has a tutorial. Oh, yes, there is a tutorial. Bing. Right there. See, this is the weird thing that my phone does. I cannot see the stuff. Oh, and he does show the make one left, make one right. So you're going to have to do us a, yeah. You're going to have to do us a video on the make one left, make one right, and how to count our rows. So his tutorial is only 20 minutes long. So you link your tutorial. We do. Why is my phone doing this? And I don't, okay. Take a couple of screenshots because I'm going to have to take this into the shop and say, why is my phone doing this? Because, of course, it won't do it when I go in there. Okay, so I'm going to get off of here now. You guys have your homework for next week. We are doing the seated rib square. Once we get off of here, I am going to go and post in the comments the new instructions that Miss Cheryl wrote up for us. I will also post it in the description box, the new instructions that Miss Cheryl wrote for us. Everybody take a break, go potty, get something to drink, grab your project, and join us back in half an hour at 9 o'clock. There should be a scheduled on here. You should be seeing a schedule for a sit and stitch. Nope. A sit and visit is what we can't call it sit and stitch. As you know. Let's see if it's on here. Let's see if it's showing up. I think it is. Come on. Not settings. Not that. Roaming with Rover. Do you guys see it? Do you guys see it showing up? Upcoming? See, my phone, every morning it does this. Everything's blanked out. And I can't see anything. Upcoming. Okay. Upcoming. Right there. Upcoming. So it's the bag of yarn is what is going to be the picture there for the upcoming stuff. So take a little break, let the dog out, get a snack, grab your project, stitch and visit. Stitch and visit. And Miss Amber is going to be with us. And you know that's going to be a party. Copy link. I think I can put that in here. Did you already put it in there? Oh, look at you. Look at you. So come and check it out. I tried to do it as a Facebook Live, but again, it won't let me invite anybody if I do that. I don't know why that's not working. And I wanted Miss Amber to come up. So we didn't even get her out of bed this time. Huh. Oh, good. Ta-da-da. You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What would I do without you? I know what I do. I'd be sitting here pouting. That's what I would do. Okay, so I am going. Don't forget your green. I got my green grandma shirt on. It says grandma. What else does it say? Like a mom, only without the rules. Isn't that funny? Love it, love it, love it. Oh, and I got some of the most fantastic, amazing grandma news this week that it's not my news to share, but just so happy. I'm so happy. And it's not a grandbaby, but
it almost is.
Oh, it's practical. And honestly, it's better than a grandbaby. It's a relief is what it is. It's a major, major relief in my world. So, okay. We'll see you guys in about half an hour. Bye. Good luck on your project this week. So what is our project this week? All right. We're going to pretend that I was all organized and got the sample done. Ha, ha, ha. What was the sample? What was the sample? Was it this? Yeah, this was it. No. Yeah, it was this one. Here's the sample for this week. See how organized I am? No, not. I made a mistake. That's the only reason it's done. So, ta-da-da. Make this. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.